What's up, everybody? It's Lifestyle Editor David Gray here with you on a Tuesday afternoon. Hope everybody's having a good start to their week. This is the afternoon show for August 27th, and before we get into everything, just want to remind everybody that you can find all of our content every day at www.livingstonparishnews.com. Online subscriptions are only $5 a month, and that gets you full access to all the stories that we publish every day. We post our stories every day on social media platforms. We got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And then we also have a morning and afternoon show that we publish on our Facebook page Monday through Friday. And then we have a weekly podcast that gets published at the end of the week. So let's dive right into it. First of all, we'll give you your traffic update. And when I pulled it up earlier, it looks like things were going pretty bad. Yeah, if you're coming from Port Allen, West Baton Rouge Parish. Yeah, it looks like it's a standstill right now. There was a bad wreck yesterday over on that side of the state of the Mississippi River. Excuse me. So just be on the lookout for that. It looks like right now that traffic is slowly building up on Interstate 12 coming towards Hammond and to Livingston Parish. Right now, there's also a little bit of traffic on Highway 190 and also near 190 and the Jubin Road intersection. And then there's also a little, not as much traffic as there usually is on Highway 16 or Rage Avenue going from Denham Springs to Watson. So it looks like it's a little lighter there, and other areas such as Highway 447 in Walker looks pretty clear right now, except for, of course, if you're coming on that roundabout, there's always going to be traffic at the roundabout around this time with people getting off of work and school in and out. So be on the lookout for that. And then the weather right now, it is 90 degrees and it feels like 99. And there's a potential for thunderstorms later this afternoon, and then it's kind of continuing on into Wednesday. But it looks like it's kind of clearing up Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and into next week. So hopefully we'll get some consistently dry weather coming up here soon. And that weather update comes from our friends at WVLA NBC 33 and WGMB Fox 44. So just always don't be shy to give them a like or a share. And let's dive into some of today's headlines. Let me get my sheets of paper over here. And yeah, if you followed last night, if you heard the morning show, just a quick recap on this Blason Fife murder trial that kind of took over last week. Mr. Fife was convicted of second-degree murder and aggravated burglary in the 2017 death of Rick McBride of Walker. It took a 12-person jury, 6 men, 6 women. Took them a little more than an hour to reach that verdict. The prosecution rested this case on Monday. They brought in 4 other witnesses, and over the 4 or 5 days of the trial, they had 22 total witnesses there. So they brought in a lot of people from out of state to present this case. And District Attorney Scott Perilou said that the vote was 10-2 for second-degree murder, but he didn't know how each juror voted. So that's just kind of a recap of the big news that came out yesterday. And then in some other lighter news, Assistant District Attorney Kurt Wall has been elected second vice president of Louisiana District Attorneys Association. Wall is in his 25th year as a prosecutor and is the assistant district attorney for the 21st Judicial District Attorney's Office. Yeah, it's a mouthful, excuse me. And his area covers Livingston, St. Helena, and Tangipahoa parishes. And Wall and the other new officers will begin their terms on August 15th, they began their terms on August 15th. And this association is made up of district attorneys, assistant district attorneys, and district attorney investigators and staff in Louisiana, and they provide training and legal services across the state to develop and promote legislation to strengthen the justice system. So yeah, it's always good that a local man is on this sort of is in this sort of association, just to make sure he's getting the latest training and the most up-to-date methods to carry out his duties. In local news, Denham Springs is going to pursue grants for bicycle and pedestrian plan, as well as electric car chargers. The city council met on Monday and they voted to pursue those 2 grants. And one of those grants is from the Blue Cross Blue Shield Foundation that could be worth up to $1 million. and that pursuing that grant was unanimously voted on. It was 5-0 to pass, while the other grant, which is from Volkswagen, that passed 4-1, so still passed, but there's one dissenting vote, and that had more to do with the fact that they felt that voter felt like it could be a waste of money, and therefore didn't really want to go down that path. But the two requests were brought to the City Council Monday night by Denham Springs Recovery Coordinator Jeanette Clark, and she's looking to submit the paperwork for the bicycle and pedestrian master plan by the September 1st deadline, and so that was kind of the big news that came out of the City Council meeting the other night. And then also, the Livingston Parish Chamber of Commerce has set up 2 political forums at Holy Ground Coffee House in Walker. There's going to be the first one will be for state legislative candidates on September 19th, and there will be a chance for people to meet up with the candidates at 7:30 a.m. until the forum begins at 8 a.m. And so far they have 7 candidates who have confirmed they are going to be at the forum, so that's a chance just to hear from some of the people who are going to be running for office. And then less than a week later, the Livingston Parish Council candidates will also be at Holy Ground Coffee House on September 23rd to address voters, and there will be a chance to meet the candidates at 6:30 p.m. and the actual forum will begin at 7 p.m. And these forums are free and open to the public, but the seating is limited. If you've been to Holy Ground Coffee House, you know it can hold a couple hundred people, but the chamber encourages people to RSVP on their website, www.livingstonparishchamber.org. So just make sure you do that to get a seat, to make sure you can hear what these candidates have to say before voting begins later this fall. And then now kind of switching gears to sports, just a reminder that this Thursday we'll have our special football section previewing the 5 football teams in Livingston Parish and their upcoming seasons for the 2019 season. That'll be included in our regular print edition on Thursdays. You'll be able to pick that up with our regular print edition starting this Thursday at any place that they sell newspapers in Livingston Parish. They've been our sports guys William Weathers and Rob DeArmond have been working really hard on that. It's been kind of they've been trying to get sports content out, and it's kind of a struggle during the summer when there's not a lot of sports going on. But this week you have jamborees, and then next week the actual season starts, so it's about to be full swing. So you're going to get a lot of sports action coming at you, and pretty soon one of them will be sitting in here. That's my shout out to them to get in here. But Rob DeArmond also wrote a story on a former Live Oak kicker, Nathan Holliday, who is now kicking at Southeastern. He kind of had he's entering his second season. This will be his second season with the Southeastern football program, and he broke his left foot last summer while preparing for his freshman season. So it was kind of just a feature on what Nathan went through, the rehab, and now he's going to be last year he was able to do some kickoff duties last year, but this year they're kind of expanding his role. He's going to be doing field goals this year. So, I mean, it's good to see that this a local kid has, bounced back from, especially if you're a kicker. I mean, you break your foot, that's it. So, I mean, it's good to see that he's come back. And then William Weathers also wrote a feature on Jalen Lee, who's the Live Oak defensive lineman, who is LSU. He's the school's first LSU commitment. It's kind of a nice feature on his relationship with head coach Brett Beard, who actually allowed Jalen to wear his number 92 jersey this year. So it's a good feature. So be on the look that up today when you get a chance, or it'll be in our print edition this Thursday. And then in some lifestyle news in my section, today I published a story on there's going to be an auction at Southern Air's auction company in Denham Springs for Lionel Cable. And if you lived in Denham Springs a long time, you know Lionel Cable. He moved to the city in 1969 and never left. He was an artist, historian. He was a big voice in trying to get a permanent museum set up at Old City Hall in downtown Denham Springs, and many of his artwork, he tried to reflect the local culture here, the local history here. So, and much of his artwork, is in local businesses, schools, banks. I mean, he was real instrumental in this area, and a lot of his work, some of his original paintings, are going to be going for auction on Monday, September 2nd. That's Labor Day, and it's going to be at Southern Air air auction company in Denham Springs, and it starts at 10 a.m. So be on the lookout for that. And then some other news, some more arts news. Southeastern Columbia Theater announced its 2019 to 2020 season. That's going to start in September and it goes all the way through April. And you can find, if you want, a condensed list of all the shows they got coming up this year. You can go to www.columbiatheater.org. But just running through a couple of them this year. They're going to have a one-man Star Wars trilogy show that a man who basically he acts out the entire Star Wars trilogy. He condenses it down. He does all the voices. He does all the singing. He does all the choreography, the fight scenes. He does that all. And then there's also going to be later. There's going to be a drama that focuses on the life of Rosa Parks. So that's another interesting one. We'll probably be out there whenever that one comes. That's going to be the first show of the new year, January 25th. But like I said, you can they send a list of at least a dozen shows that they got coming up over the next few months. So be on the lookout for all of that. Now let's now that we got the news done, let's go back through the traffic right now. And like I said earlier, the traffic is really bad on if you're coming from if you're trying to go over the Mississippi River Bridge. It's red right now, and there's also some traffic building up going from I-12 towards Hammond, and then in Livingston Parish you have some traffic on Highway 190 near Jubin Road or Highway 1026. There's a little bit of traffic on Highway 447 near the roundabouts at the Walker exit of Interstate 12. Then you have a little bit of traffic also on Highway 16 or Range Avenue from Denham Springs to Watson. Then our weather today. It's 90 degrees right now, feels like 99, and it looks like today and tomorrow there's some chance for thunderstorms, but then Thursday it says partly cloudy, and then from Friday, Saturday, it looks like it's going to be mostly Sunday, and then it kind of gets partly cloudy on Monday or next Sunday and Monday, but it looks like we're going to get some clear weather coming up here soon. So thanks for joining me. Like I said, I'm lifestyle editor David Gray with the Livingston Parish News. You can find all of our content on our website, www.livingstonparishnews.com. It costs only $5 a month for an online subscription, and then you get access to everything that we post all day. And we got stories coming out, constantly throughout the day. Stories, photo galleries, everything that's going on in this parish. We're on social media. We're very active on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. And then we also have these morning and afternoon shows that we publish Monday through Friday, as well as a weekly podcast on once a week. So just give us a like and share, and thanks for the time today. Y'all have a good one.